Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss the 10 first dress shirts every man should own. Dress shirts are one of the most important style basics in your wardrobe, and most men have dress shirts, but often they don't quite work with the rest of their wardrobe. And so over the years, I've had hundreds of dress shirts and I learned a thing or two. So if I would have to do it all over again, these are the 10 first dress shirts I would start with in a collection. And this is based on how timeless something is, how versatile it is, and how complete it is. While dress shirts form the foundation of a classic men's wardrobe, they're often overlooked in favor of suits, shoes, or accessories. However, if you get your first dress shirts wrong, it's much harder to combine them with other things, and you may not get the wear out of them you desire. So with these 10 dress shirts, you're basically equipped for all classic men's style outfits, yet you really cover just the basics so you don't spend more money than you ultimately have to. Basically, there are always three main considerations. One is the color of the shirt, then the type of fabric, as well as the shirt details. The very first shirt I would suggest you invest in is a plain white, solid dress shirt in a plain weave. I suggest you go with a medium spread collar as well as barrel cuffs because it allows you to wear it in more formal and less formal settings, but it's something you can pair with jeans or denim as well as with a very formal business suit. I suggest to go with a medium weight fabric because it's something you can wear year round. If it's too thin, it's just appropriate for summer. If it's too thick, you can only wear it during the colder months of the year. And overall, you want something that's as versatile as possible when you're just starting out. Personally, I'm a big fan of cufflinks, and for that, you need a double cuff or a French cuff. However, I suggest not to opt for those in your very first shirt because it's an additional expense, and if you're just starting out, you're better off investing money in your first shirt. For a traditional placket, I suggest you get a French style, which means there's no additional piece of fabric that is sewn on underneath the buttons. It's just a clean, very neat seam. On top of that, I suggest you skip the pocket, simply because a shirt pocket is really not meant to be used and it would always destroy the silhouette of either your shirt or your jacket, so there's really no need to have shirt pockets in the first place. That being said, a lot of off-the-rack shirts come with shirt pockets. I have a few shirts in my wardrobe that I got vintage or used that have the shirt pockets, but if I go custom and I have the option, I always skip the pocket. The second shirt I would invest in would be a fancy weave white dress shirts with double cuffs for French cuffs. I'm wearing one like that right now. It has a subtle waffle pattern weave, which makes it slightly different than a plain weave in the sense that if you look at it very closely and the light shines it in a certain direction, you can see it has a pattern. However, from a few feet away or a few meters away, you think it's a solid shirt with a nice depth of color. Again, skip the pocket, and if you went with a French placket before, go with a shirt placket around this time, simply so you have a range of different things in your wardrobe. It just creates a more symmetrical look, especially when you wear a bow tie. If you wear a necktie, it doesn't matter because your shirt placket is covered up anyways. If you don't want a waffle weave, a very popular pattern is a small herringbone pattern in a weave. Look for a very fine weave because that's something that will stand the test of time. Again, for a collar, I would go with a classic medium spread collar because it suits every face shape. It works with tie knots, bow ties, or as an open collar. Third dress shirt should be a light blue dress shirt. It should be made of a medium fabric, ideally plain weave, again, barrel cuffs, no pocket, and French placket. Now when I say light blue, you'll encounter there are probably 500 different shades of light blue, and what you choose is ultimately up to you and your taste. I find a lighter shade of light blue that is more pastel-y in color is more versatile, especially in the beginning. Your fourth dress shirt should again be a light blue shirt, but now make sure that the color shade is slightly different than the one you had previously. You can go darker, you can go lighter, just make sure it's different. Also, for the fabric itself, I suggest you get maybe something in a twill weave because it's a new small weave pattern that you don't already have, and it's a very classic thing. It's hard wearing, and it's particularly good in a slightly heavier fabric, maybe for winter, because you want to have a variety of shirts in your wardrobe. Of course, if you live in a place where it's always cold, you should get shirts that are heavier with the fabric. If you live in a tropical climate, only get shirts that are lighter in weight. I also suggest you go with double cuffs, and if you want to experiment with a collar here, you can do so. Maybe you get a slightly larger collar, not a small collar, and make sure overall it's just something that works out well for you. If your other light blue shirt has barrel cuffs or button cuffs, opt for a French cuff here, just to give you more versatility. To learn more about dress shirt styles and how to choose a collar, please check out this video here. The fifth dress shirt I would invest in would be an ivory color. It should be distinctly different from white if you hold them next to each other. However, it's so close to white on its own that most people would never realize you're not wearing a plain white dress shirt. However, plain white works really best with dark colors. Could be a dark green, dark blue, dark charcoal, or black. However, when you pair it with warmer colors, such as brown, all of a sudden the white just looks wrong. It's especially true if you pair a white dress shirt with tweed. The contrast is too stark and it doesn't work as well. This is when the ivory shirt really shines. It's super versatile because you can wear it with a business suit in charcoal or navy, but you can also wear it with much warmer tones or summer suits, and it will always look more appropriate than the plain white shirt. In terms of details, the choice here is really up to you. If you wear more cufflinks, go with a French cuff. If you don't have cufflinks, go with a barrel cuff. You already got the basics covered, but the ivory shirt is just the shirt that I would bring when I travel. And because of that, I would probably get it in a barrel cuff because that would allow me to wear it with more casual outfits as well as formal business suits. The sixth shirt you should invest in is a striped shirt with a white background and a blue stripe. The size of the blue stripe is up to you. I'd stay away from extreme fine ones or extreme bold ones. Go with something in the middle down the line because that will work well with all kinds of solid suits. It adds another pattern, and you can then either go with a solid tie or have a pattern tie as well. Something that works particularly well are small Macclesfield Needs micro patterns, and you can learn more about what ties I would recommend in this video here. And we also talk about how to combine your shirt with your accessories. So head over here if you want to learn more about that. The seventh shirt is likewise a striped shirt, but this time I'd suggest you go with a light blue background and a white stripe. Ideally, the stripe should be different from what you already had, so I'd suggest go more with a finer stripe rather than with a bolder stripe, because you want it to be super versatile. Again, a finer stripe will look more like a solid from afar, but it will add a different color depth. It works well from close up, because even if you have a pattern, let's say a stripe in a tie, the stripe is so fine that it works really well together. The eighth shirt I would invest in would be a checked shirt. It can either be a light blue check on a white background, or you can maybe go with a red and blue check on a white background. It just adds an additional color to your shirt wardrobe, and red and blue are staples in a classic men's wardrobe, so you'll always be able to wear it. It never looks out of place. It'll look good with a blazer. If you wear it more casually, again, go with a button-down collar because it works well with checked shirts. I would also opt for the button cuffs, not the French cuffs, because you will likely be wearing this kind of shirt more in a casual environment. The ninth shirt I would suggest you invest in is an Oxford cloth button-down shirt. It's an American staple. It's a very hard-wearing cloth. I would get in a light blue color because the Oxford fabric has strands of different colors in white and blue, so it gives a nice color effect in the light, but you can also wear it with a suit or without a suit when you work. It's just a shirt that will stay in your wardrobe for a long time. And to learn more about the Oxford cloth button-down shirt, all its details, what to look for, what to skip, you can check out this in-depth video guide here. Last but not least, the 10th dress shirt I would invest in this day and age is a soft washed denim dress shirt. 10-15 years ago, it wasn't really something that men would actually wear. In recent years, it has become so popular that men stock loads of them. In general, a soft-wash denim dress shirt really tones down any kind of formal garment you have. So if you are only in a white-collar environment, it may not be the ideal thing for work, but it's definitely something you can wear in your off time. Otherwise, you can always tone down your suits or basically any kind of outfit with this kind of soft-wash denim shirt. I know one could argue that it is a fairly recent invention and it may not stand a test of time. And while you're right about that, with the general casualization of the men's wardrobe, I'm pretty sure it'll still be around in 10 years. We'll see. In today's video, I'm wearing a classic white fancy weave shirt with a small waffle pattern. It has a shirt placket, French cuffs, and a medium spread collar, as well as mother of pearl buttons. And if you want to learn more what distinguishes a low-end shirt from a high-end shirt, please check out this video here. My cufflinks are gold monkey fist cufflinks from Fort Belvedere, which you can find in our shop here. They're very timeless and classic, and if you invest in your first 10 dress shirts, this would be the cufflink I would wear with it, because you can always wear it. If there was one other pair, I would get one in silver, because you can really wear it for very formal evening events or not so formal board meetings or even to the office. It's just a cufflink that you will never regret having bought. My jacket is green and it's part of a suit. It's single-breasted. It's a slightly heavier fabric with a really nice color depth. I combine it with a dark green madder silk tie from Fort Belvedere, which you can find in our shop. There's enough contrast there, especially because of the white shirt. And I combine it with a pocket square that picks up the green tones and just ties it all together. My slacks are also part of a suit. They're kind of brown and off-white houndstooth flannel, and they contrast well the texture of my jacket, but because the colors are also soft and warm, it all works together. My shoes are dark green suede tassel loafers that pick up the brown tones of my pants, as well as the green tones of my jacket and tie, thus tying it all together. The socks I'm wearing here are brown and green cheddar stripe socks from Fort Belvedere, picking up the brown tones and green tones once again, thus creating an harmonious outfit. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out all of our other videos about dress shirts, sign up to our channel so stuff like this comes right to your inbox.